Fed announcing a 50 basis points, that's half of a percentage point interest rate reduction. The markets have responded positively so far. It's only been a few days, and we're already seeing S&P's looking almost all-time highs. Last week, gold hit an all-time high, over $2,650 an ounce. I think it went maybe even a little bit more, maybe on Friday. Things are trending up. So, investment-wise, asset-wise, this is what I mean. Like, you want to be well prepared for times like this. This is already news now. So the markets are trending up. There's a lot of big names that I follow that are hitting some new numbers, like all-time highs. I think I saw TOST, TOST. I've mentioned them before, but that's a restaurant POS, so online ordering, and then inside like an iPad type system that takes the orders. I think that's a very good platform. I like the product on both ends, and then I think as a stock, you got to learn more about the company itself to see if it's a good investment. But I do like the product. I think it's going to be a winner in the market, but we got to watch what's the company doing. I haven't really followed them up close, but this is a little messy right now. But this is take these off. So here's on the day. Let's look at them on the weeks. Basically, they IPO'd in 2022, and a lot of IPOs happen right 2021-ish, 2022. A lot of things were happening then when all that market was dumping out in the money in the markets. Did I say market? All the money was dumping out in the markets. So IPOs and everything that were happening, there was really no way to get a good valuation on things. But they've traded pretty level. I'm not sure what the valuation on the company is at this range here, but 20 to 20 high 20s for their share price here, and that's very new. So another 8 to 10 years of online ordering and the door dashing and the online world, I think that continues very positively. Like in the younger generations, like just using a phone for everything. I like all the platforms and companies that are very mobile first, mobile friendly, mobile first. If the users like it and the businesses will adopt it, it's a winner. And so far, I'm seeing a lot of businesses adopting TOST, and I know that it's as a user side, it's on the friendlier side. I still think DoorDash is basically almost the best UI app, and like conversion optimization, the way they upsell, like impulse buys, things they can add on, things like that. But also just the UI, it's very, you know where your food is along the way, like Uber and things, you can track and see all that. I think that's very cool. Toast doesn't have that kind of like tracking and things like that. It kind of just gives you a pickup window time. Easy to improve enough, but things like that. So Toast, they're hitting an all-time high. That's why I was liking them. So Toast, they're hitting an all-time high. $27. Sorry, not all-time high. They're hitting a high for the first time since like 2.5 years ago, is what I mean to say. They're hitting a high for the year. But what else? What other names are we seeing here? Let's check. Here's the 10-year has been heading down. 2-year. Yep. So I'm not going to talk about interest rates right now. Apple, another proxy for just the whole market. They're so big. They're in every fund. We'll look at the VIX real quick here. It had those spikes in August and still a couple high points in September. And I don't know, Fed interest rate decision, maybe it keeps it calm through the end of the year, through the election. I still think we need to see before we really go on a big move up. But things are, this is a big stretch of highs. This is on weeks for the NASDAQ here. Very good summer, very good close to the summer, and yeah, I think with interest rate decision plus if you get a Trump presidency announced in November and expected and coming and everything, if that's all smooth and happening through the end of the year, I think everything continues to go up. And the names we want to be looking at here, I'm still seeing Spotify, Shopify, so I think there's some good opportunity here. Shopify, you know, it's been moving up since I probably started talking about them in August when I started doing this, right? So they've been, I still think they're a good buy in the long run. I got to look at market caps again, but just reviewing these right now on the price with some charting. Spotify has been going, yeah, trending up back to its 2021 valuation right now, almost all-time highs. Then would that be? Yeah, all-time highs. So yeah, I think that's going to continue, right? So clearly this is, you know, another, I look for reasons to like it, right? So this is a reason it's trending up while the market's trending up. That means it's a well-favored, well-liked platform. I think it's going to continue to, in the online space, be a valuable spot in content, and where creators and artists, everybody can continue to upload to, or users will continue to stream from. And it's just, at this point, it's one of those winners where 10 more years of betting on Spotify sounds good to me. I think we'll still dig in on that, but checking again on prices, why might not you want to choose them if you're in your portfolio right now looking for which names to add. Now this is $3.70 a share and they're at all-time highs again. I think it'll go higher, but you could pick up Shopify, which if we're just looking at technical pricing here, is a, you know, maybe a discount compared to where they've been before. You just keep it at that, but they are $80 a share price, so you can pick up a share a little easier than if they were $370 a piece. I understand that. Coinbase also, again, I still think a good one to be grabbing. 160 a share, 169 a share, not at its all-time highs. I think this is going to start to change as their transaction volumes and things for Bitcoin and Ethereum, whatever other cryptos they have trading, and they're making fees on buying and selling there. So I think that's going to start to get reflected here in probably a quarterly type of fashion, where when they report and people get an idea of just how that trading volume is affecting their revenue. What other names here? These EVs like Lucid and Rivian, I've kind of followed. They're basically at all-time lows, and I think we could see an acquisition on one of these, on Lucid or Rivian. I've kind of thought Lucid has good technology. Followed them. Their cars are out there. It's, I think, a play for one of the big auto manufacturers. Going to scoop them up at what are they valued at right now? Right. Let's check out. Let's see. They're at 88 billion. Wow. Yeah. Only 8 billion. So I would say. I would say, you know, it's still going to be time to get ahead of the things here with new news from the Fed. The interest rate decision is going to be a positive move for assets as it relaxes in a lot of ways. It relaxes what capital constraints people were having for themselves. If they were waiting on purchasing a home, they might be a little bit more able to do so now if interest rates can go down on mortgages. And, you know, that's just, it's about freeing up the money in the economy, right? So somebody maybe sells their house and then buys different assets with it. So they're going to push that money into other places. Basically, if, you know, higher interest rates really slows things down. If they start lowering interest rates, there's less friction in the economy in a lot of ways. So good expectations here if you're looking at stocks right now, and that's where we're looking. So keeping an eye out. This is where I'm looking now. I would be considering grabbing some of these good names that we've looked at. If you're looking for more research, you got to be doing it and start acquiring in now. You know, again, while it's still, like, you know, trickling in, and you're getting a little bit, you know, news piece by news piece, things look good when you kind of sum them as a whole. There's never going to be one day where there's just like, boom, let's buy. The market's going to go on a tear. This is for sure it. You know, that you dump all your capital out or something into the stocks or into the market in some way, and it's just, then you got to sweat it, and everything is based off of this single point decision of, like, you know, everything going one way or another. But be edging into just some of the good names, like adding in let's say like Shopify. If you haven't been having that in your portfolio at all yet, I think I was just looking, what was it, $80 a share? That's an easy name to pick up. If you're thinking about the Coinbase things and you understand that transaction volume thing, that's what we're waiting on there. That's another good one. But I mean, best growth for sure right now is probably at a safe level, in a sense, to say safe, where we're like, sure, the rocket's on the pad and it's just waiting to launch. And that I still think is Tesla. And Tesla's moving big today. I think I saw they were up $10 a share or something. Still off all-time highs. But the AI play, the full self-driving, they've got the innovation. It's been announced. It just hasn't hit the market yet. So when that gets out there, that's going to tick up their valuation. That's going to get recognized, I think, pretty fast in a way that it did before. Like, if you look at how when they started really getting recognized, that they weren't going bankrupt and the cars were coming off the line, and there was positive earnings per share happening, net income was growing. All these things happened in 2020, 2021, and it just hockey sticks. So that's what we're looking for in here. When I talk about Spotify and Shopify, things like that, I don't know that there's a moment for those. Like, they're good stocks still, but they're not. There's no catalyst I can point to that I'm like, you know what, when this happens, we should see some moves. And if not, at least we kind of know what we were waiting on, in a sense. We know where we were making a play for. If it's Shopify and Spotify, I just expect, like I see, they keep announcing another deal, another contract, another partnership. So they're on Meta. They've got partnerships. I think it was with Roblox which is a video game type thing. So I saw that last month or something. So like deal by deal, they're growing. Where's like an iPhone type moment? Like, I would say that's the type of boom. All of a sudden, somebody didn't expect the company to have this good of a product or this thing to come out. Like Tesla, really, people didn't really understand how good the Model 3 and the Model Y were, and then they did. I think that'll be the same with some other AI plays that are happening out here, whether it's Google or Microsoft, ChatGPT. When something really clicks in terms of that real moment where if you're talking to Siri or something, like, it doesn't suck and it doesn't actually, it doesn't give you stuff you didn't ask for. When it's for sure in the first 5 minutes of using something, you're like, that's it, that's different. Like, that's what it was like the first time I used an iPhone, first time I drove a Tesla Model S after driving other, a lot of different cars in my life, but also EVs, even like Chevys and the Volt. So when you experience that moment, that's where we can see some big growth. So is Spotify going to announce some major platform thing? Even if they did, people have to adopt it or like it or do it like Instagram and things like that on social platforms. There's all the time they try out a new post style or something on the product that people could try. Sometimes people adopt it and they keep it. Sometimes they don't, and it goes away, and they just they trash bin it after a few years. It goes away. So it doesn't necessarily, just because something's coming, mean that it's going to work either. But where something as Tesla has the AI, the self-driving, everybody's going to want that. Everybody in some way likes safety and not having to do as much work. And if it can be made cost-effective via the scale they've got with AI and the robot neural network type of training that they're doing, they're going for that low cost per mile to use, like computer assisted or computer driven type of transportation, and that is a big type of moment for the whole planet. So that's the type of thing we want to bet on. That's why I still say Tesla best growth stock pick for now. The other ones, I like mentionables. You got to have some other risk diversity in there too, but I would be gathering up. I got to remember what their AI day for Tesla is coming up, and know the dates for these things. Don't keep waiting and think you got time to pick it up on another paycheck or whatever. They might be announcing this in another few weeks, and you got to know what that date is, because the shares are going to trade differently as that comes up, or when they announce. I'd expect, if you're an investor, you're listening and watching the night things are announced, if there's big news in a company like that, or at least catch all the major points the next day or whatever, and understand why the stock is moving the way it does, and then know that your thesis is correct or still on track and things. So get investigating in things, get researching on the stocks that you've heard that you like right now. Ask a question below if you want, and talk to you later.